Hello, parents and students. Welcome back to this week's update. Thank you for joining us. It's been a really good second week of school, and I want to thank everybody for their diligence in ensuring that your students are kept safe, especially when they're not at school. As we've talked about in the past, we get your children for, depending on grade level, somewhere between 6 and maybe 8 hours if they have sports, a little bit more, and we do everything that we can to ensure their safety. But the rest of the hours, they're obviously in your care where they should be. And your diligence in ensuring that they're kept safe means a lot for all the students to be able to stay in school, for our staffs to be able to stay and support them at school. So thank you very much for all that you're doing. This week, we've learned a lot more. It seems like every day we learn something else as we encounter fresh and new circumstances. Related especially to COVID-19 and the Delta variant specifically. So the rules that schools must follow that are set forth by the California Health Department and working with Kern County Health Department specifically, as we encounter a circumstance, we study it, we learn from it, we adapt, and we try to avoid that ever again, or see what we can do to mitigate anything that's within our control. So a very quick example is we had a kindergarten class at a school where there was a student that tested positive, and what we did was we looked at it and realized that the place in school where we'd be able to help mitigate this was in the cafeterias. It was the only place where students obviously take off their masks, and we had them about 3 or 4 feet apart, sometimes even closer, but they weren't at 6 feet or further. So we made adjustments. Maintenance department did a great job. They came in and brought a bunch more tables and more chairs. We were able to spread the students out. And a few days later, we had a similar circumstance in a different class. And because we did that, we were able to keep that class in school because of the rules that we must adhere to. So thank you for your patience with us. We're learning as everyone else is as well. This week, we intend to shoot some videos that will be more specific to COVID-19 and the Delta variant and what it means for education. And we'll be putting some more information out to you. We're filming those with our district nursing staff and putting those together right now. So for right now, I just want to say thank you and answer a couple of questions that have come across my desk this week. One is, why are the rules different for schools than other places? So, for example, in the Boron community, why does Rio Tinto have different rules, such as if a person in my family tested positive for COVID, everyone in my family has to stay home, and the employee of Rio Tinto, whether they're vaccinated or not, needs to stay home. Why is it that a vaccinated person from that home can still come to school if they're a staff member or a student under a modified quarantine? And the short answer, or I'll give you another example, is Edwards Air Force Base. They have different rules than we do. The short answer is this: everyone gets to establish their own rules, or they're told what their rules are. And our rules are set forth by the California Department of Health. We work directly with the Kern Health Department, especially when we have questions. And the reason that other companies or entities have different rules is because they're governing for themselves. And they're not all always going to line up. So we follow the rules that we're given to do everything we can to keep schools continuing to stay open and classes moving forward so that students can learn and grow. And we appreciate your understanding that the rules that everyone has are going to be slightly different. Now on base, as we've seen that maybe they don't line up and there have been some need to work together, we do that very well with senior leadership on base, and we're able to still meet the needs of students. So I just want to reassure you that we are here to do everything we can to keep your children healthy and to keep them safe and to have a very enjoyable experience while they're at school. And we can't do that without you. So, in an extremely diverse school district, very unique to the Antelope Valley, I appreciate all of you. I know that I'm speaking as the district superintendent, representing families that may have moved here as recently this summer from Aviano, Italy, who grew up in Arkansas. And I'm talking to parents of students who are living in a community where they attended school and their parents attended school. No matter where we live, no matter where we're from, the one thing that binds us together is our common goal to keep the children safe. So thank you for all that you do. Further information coming this week to be able to answer some questions. There's also information on our district websites, and I would encourage you to look at those. Every day we're updating at this point the information that we're able to put out. Thank you again for all that you do. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your site principals or school teachers, depending on what the questions might be, and we're happy to always help you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week.